What if I told you that every goal you've ever set has actually weakened your position of power? While modern self-help gurus preach the gospel of smart goals and vision boards, Niccolo Machiavelli understood a darker truth about human nature and strategic dominance. The man who wrote the playbook on power never spoke of goals. He spoke of something far more ruthless and effective. In the next few minutes, you're going to discover why Machiavelli's method doesn't just outperform traditional goal setting, it completely demolishes it. This isn't about positive thinking or manifestation. This is about the cold, calculated psychology of those who actually seize and maintain power. I am your guide through the shadows of human ambition. In the art of power, the noble goal is often a trap. Its rigid path blinds the mind and softens the will. Niccolo Machiavelli himself knew that men are not moved by intentions, but by leverage, cunning, and the subtle manipulation of circumstance. Forget what you thought you knew about goals. Today, we replace them with strategy, precision, and ruthless clarity. Listen closely, for this is where many men and women falter without even realizing it. You have been told your entire life that setting goals is the path to success. Teachers, parents, mentors, they all preached it. Write down your goals, plan your week, aim for that promotion, that degree, that perfect future. But here is the uncomfortable truth that the ambitious are too afraid to admit. Most goals are nothing more than chains, invisible yet unbreakable, binding your mind and dulling your instincts. Goals create a false sense of security. They promise progress, yet they demand obedience. They are rigid, unyielding, and blind to the ever-changing currents of fortune that govern the world. Imagine a man climbing a mountain. He fixates on the peak, convinced that reaching it will bring him power, respect, and happiness. He carries a heavy pack, follows a narrow path, and ignores the terrain around him. A storm arises, the path crumbles, and suddenly, all his effort becomes irrelevant. The mountain does not care about his plan, and neither does life. Goals are like that peak. They are fixed endpoints, distant and unmovable, offering the illusion of clarity but stripping the climber of flexibility, adaptability, and creativity. Every step must align with the goal, and every detour feels like failure. A goal can blind you to opportunity. While you are fixated on the summit, others are moving sideways, discovering hidden valleys rich with resources, allies, and advantage. They pivot, they adapt, they exploit circumstances with the subtle cunning of a fox. Meanwhile, the man with the goal is rigid. His eyes see only what he believes he must achieve. He does not notice openings, weaknesses, or shortcuts. He does not notice the currents that could carry him forward with less effort and greater reward. He is a prisoner of his ambition, chained not by circumstance, but by his own predetermined vision of success. And yet, the man clinging to goals praises effort above all else. He measures his worth by how long he works, how many tasks he completes, how meticulously he follows the plan. But the world does not reward effort. It rewards outcomes. It rewards results. The rigid pursuit of goals turns action into a performance, a series of motions devoid of strategy, devoid of awareness. While he is busy marching toward the illusion of progress, the Machiavellian observer, the strategist, moves differently. He sees the tides of fortune. He senses opportunities where others see obstacles. He does not measure his life by checkpoints on a list, but by the influence, leverage, and power he gains in every interaction, every decision, every subtle manipulation of circumstance. You see, goals demand obedience. They command your attention, your time, your energy. They whisper, "Follow me, sacrifice everything for me." But when fortune shifts, when resistance rises, when life demands adaptation, the chains tighten. The man with goals feels trapped, frustrated, impotent. He has committed himself to a path, but the path is not aligned with reality. He has bound his potential to an arbitrary destination, and he suffers for it, believing that effort alone will secure success. Those who achieve greatness do not march blindly toward fixed endpoints. They move with the currents, they exploit openings, they turn every obstacle into advantage. They understand that rigid goals are chains, and they have the courage to discard them, replacing them with strategy, observation, and leverage. Now that you understand the chains of goals, it is time to grasp the true instrument of power, leverage. While men with goals labor blindly, believing in the righteousness of their effort, the wise understand that the world bows not to toil, but to influence. Leverage is the quiet force that bends circumstances to your will. It is the unseen hand that moves mountains while others push with bare strength. To act without leverage is to wrestle with fate itself, but to wield leverage is to command fate as though it were your servant. Consider the difference. A man with a goal aims to climb, step by step, toward a distant summit. His energy is scattered across every task, every action, every fleeting detail. And yet he often finds that the mountain does not yield. The winds of fortune shift, obstacles arise, allies falter, and he is left exhausted, frustrated, and vulnerable. But the man who understands leverage sees differently. He does not expend energy on every step. He looks for the fulcrum, the place where a small push creates monumental movement. He studies people, systems, and circumstances. He identifies influence, opportunity, and weakness. Where the man with goals pushes blindly, the man with leverage lifts the world effortlessly. Leverage is not merely about advantage. It is about positioning. It is the art of knowing where to act and when to wait. It is the skill of turning relationships, resources, and even setbacks into tools of progress. Every interaction becomes a chance to shift balance in your favor. Every decision, no matter how small, can multiply your power. While others chase distant dreams, the Machiavellian strategist quietly accumulates influence, shaping reality without struggle, moving unseen until the moment is ripe for decisive action. Observe the world. Those who rise are not necessarily the most diligent, the most talented, or the most virtuous. They are the most cunning. They have mastered the subtle art of leverage. A word whispered at the right time, a favor granted strategically, a weakness exploited with precision. These are the instruments that shape empires. Men with goals admire effort, but effort without leverage is like a ship braving the storm without a rudder. Leverage is the rudder. Leverage is the wind in the sail. Leverage is the unseen force that transforms minimal effort into maximum impact. Leverage also allows for adaptability, which goals do not. Goals are rigid. They demand adherence to a preordained path. Leverage is flexible. It shifts, bends, and grows with circumstance. A man who wields leverage can seize opportunities that were invisible to the goal-bound, and he can recover from failures that would crush the rigid-minded. It turns the world's unpredictability into a weapon, a tool, a pathway to power. The key lies in awareness. You must see the hidden dynamics of every situation, identify the levers you can manipulate, and act decisively. Each choice is amplified by leverage, each risk calculated and controlled. While men with goals measure success by milestones, the man with leverage measures success by influence gained and power extended. Results become fluid, adaptive, and expansive. Leverage is the ultimate currency of the ambitious. Without it, your effort is squandered. With it, a single strategic move can achieve what years of blind striving cannot. If leverage is the weapon, then observation is the hand that wields it with precision. Many men rush forward, blind and eager, convinced that motion alone is the measure of progress. They attack, they plan, they execute, yet all too often their efforts collapse like fragile towers. The reason is simple. They act before they understand. Niccolo Machiavelli understood that the world is a complex web of hidden motives, shifting alliances, and subtle signals. Action without observation is not boldness, it is folly. To succeed, one must first see, comprehend, and interpret before moving. Observe the human terrain as a general surveys the battlefield. Every gesture, every word, every hesitation carries meaning. The ambitious man who ignores this sees only the surface, while the Machiavellian strategist deciphers the currents beneath. He notices who wields influence, who envies whom, who fears, who desires, and who is blind to danger. Observation transforms uncertainty into information. With each careful glance, each measured pause, he gathers intelligence that will guide action with far greater effect than brute force ever could. Consider the consequences of neglect. A man with a goal may plan his climb up a ladder of success, thinking only of the next step. But he fails to notice the shifting loyalties around him. The ally who once supported him now schemes in secret. The rival he underestimated waits for the perfect moment to strike. In such a world, motion without observation is a perilous gamble. Those who act first, without understanding, are often the first to fall. Observation is a shield as much as it is a compass. It allows one to detect danger, discern opportunity, and anticipate the moves of others before committing oneself. Observation is also the art of timing. Fortune favors not the hurried, but the patient and the perceptive. The Machiavellian mind does not rush to strike at the first sign of opportunity. It watches, analyzes, and waits for the moment when action will have the maximum impact. Timing is power. A single move made too soon can destroy years of preparation. A single hesitation can allow rivals to seize advantage. But a well-timed action, guided by careful observation, is unstoppable. It is decisive, precise, and often leaves adversaries bewildered, unable to comprehend how one man has gained so much with so little apparent effort. Observation also cultivates adaptability, a trait that rigid goals cannot provide. The man who merely follows a fixed path cannot respond to unexpected shifts in circumstance. He is trapped by his plan. The Machiavellian strategist, however, watches constantly, ready to pivot, ready to exploit the smallest weakness, ready to transform setbacks into leverage. Observation is the mind's constant companion. It illuminates the hidden patterns that others ignore. And yet, observation is not passive. It requires focus, discipline, and a willingness to see the world as it is, not as one wishes it to be. Many fail because they observe only superficially. They look, but they do not interpret. They see actions, but not intentions, movements, but not meaning. The Machiavellian mind reads the currents beneath the surface, detecting ambition, fear, envy, and opportunity in every subtle gesture. This is the skill that separates men who struggle from men who command. Through observation, one learns patience, timing, and insight. One understands which battles are worth fighting and which are better avoided. One detects leverage where others see none, transforming knowledge into power with precision unmatched by blind effort. Observation alone, no matter how insightful, achieves nothing without decisive action. The world rewards the bold, but not the careless. It punishes hesitation and celebrates strategy executed with exactness. To act with ruthless precision is to move as a master of the game moves, striking only when the conditions align perfectly, ensuring that every effort counts and no energy is wasted. While the unwise scatter their strength across countless pursuits, the Machiavellian mind concentrates power like a magnifying glass focuses sunlight into a single burning point. Consider the fools who act without calculation. They rush into endeavors with enthusiasm, armed only with good intentions, and yet they leave themselves exposed. Their efforts are diluted across multiple fronts, their victories partial and fragile, their defeats catastrophic. They mistake motion for progress, effort for achievement, and hope for strategy. A single misstep may undo months of labor. In contrast, the man who acts with precision understands that each movement is a calculated strike, each decision a deliberate placement of influence, each effort a measured investment of energy. Nothing is wasted, and nothing is left to chance. Ruthless precision also demands the elimination of distraction and sentiment. Emotion clouds judgment, and sentiment invites vulnerability. A man who hesitates out of pity, fear, or indecision loses the advantage he has painstakingly gained. The Machiavellian strategist recognizes that sentiment is a luxury the ambitious cannot afford. To achieve results, one must act with clarity, detachment, and unflinching purpose. Each choice is guided by logic and leverage, each strike aimed not to satisfy morality, but to achieve the desired outcome. Precision requires discipline, the discipline to ignore the trivial, to cut away unnecessary effort, and to focus relentlessly on the objective that advances influence, power, and advantage. Every action must also be timely. A strike too early can squander opportunity, while hesitation allows rivals to seize advantage. The Machiavellian mind waits for the convergence of conditions, when the rival is vulnerable, when the moment of maximum effect arrives, when the world itself seems to open a path. To act with ruthless precision is to move with inevitability, so that the outcome appears ordained, almost effortless. To those who do not perceive the calculation behind it, the less others understand your strategy, the greater your power. Ruthless precision also involves the calculated use of perception. Appearances are as important as action itself. The world judges not only by deeds, but by the impression of strength and competence. One must act in a way that asserts authority, dominance, and control, while leaving observers uncertain of the true extent of one's power. Precision ensures that every gesture, every word, every movement contributes to the larger strategy, shaping perception as deliberately as reality itself. To act with ruthless precision is also to embrace adaptability. The plan may shift, the battlefield may change, yet each action must remain purposeful. The strategist does not move blindly or waste energy. He recalibrates, pivots, and executes only what aligns with his ultimate advantage. Impulse is avoided, hesitation is eliminated, and every act is deliberate. Those who scatter their strength are consumed by the effort. Those who act with ruthless precision are unassailable, advancing swiftly, decisively, and efficiently. The difference lies not in energy expended, but in mastery of timing, focus, and impact. The world is rarely kind to those who rely on the straightforward path. Every man who seeks power, wealth, or influence will encounter resistance, setbacks, and unexpected challenges. The unprepared see these as misfortune, as punishment, as insurmountable barriers. They falter, they complain, they withdraw. The Machiavellian mind sees them differently. Obstacles are never dead ends, they are instruments waiting to be turned into advantage. Every difficulty conceals a hidden opening. Every challenge carries the seeds of opportunity. The wise man does not pray for a smooth road. He learns to navigate storms so skillfully that others are left floundering in their fear and confusion. Consider the fool who encounters resistance. He grits his teeth and pushes harder, wasting energy on a force that cannot be overcome. His path is straight, rigid, and unyielding, and the obstacle, immutable, grinds him down. In contrast, the strategist analyzes the obstacle. He asks, what does this barrier reveal about the world? Who created it? Who benefits from it? And how might it be turned to serve my purpose? Obstacles are never neutral. They are a reflection of circumstance, of human behavior, of hidden levers of power. To ignore them is to surrender. To understand them is to gain leverage beyond the imagination of the unobservant. Every misfortune carries with it a subtle advantage, if only one has the eyes to see it. A rival's betrayal may expose weaknesses in their own position. A failed negotiation may reveal hidden alliances. A sudden setback may create urgency in others, forcing them to act recklessly while you maintain control. The Machiavellian mind treats every disruption as a puzzle, analyzing patterns, exploiting weaknesses, and turning misfortune into momentum. Where others see loss, he sees leverage. Where others see threat, he sees possibility. Every obstacle becomes a tool in the hands of a strategist. Obstacles also cultivate skill and resilience. The man who avoids difficulty remains weak, untested, and vulnerable. The man who confronts obstacles, who studies them, who bends them to his will, grows sharper, more perceptive, more formidable. Each challenge is a lesson in human behavior, in timing, in patience, in influence. The unprepared fear these lessons, but the prepared embrace them, knowing that mastery of obstacles is mastery of power itself. Furthermore, obstacles can be used against others. A rival who struggles against difficulty may falter, exposing pride, desperation, or weakness. The Machiavellian mind recognizes this and positions himself to benefit, to capitalize, to advance when others are bogged down. It is not enough to survive obstacles. One must weaponize them, turning resistance into a stepping stone toward advantage, turning adversity into influence, turning challenge into opportunity. Turning obstacles into advantage also requires imagination and foresight. One must envision not only the immediate path, but the ripple effects of each action, predicting how obstacles may create new openings, how setbacks may force changes in others' behavior, and how hidden opportunities may emerge in the guise of difficulty. The strategist sees the world as malleable, shaped by perception, timing, and decisive intervention. He does not lament the storm. He steers through it, harnessing its energy for his gain. To fail against obstacles is the fate of those who measure life by effort alone. To turn obstacles into advantage is the mark of the master strategist, the cunning, the ruthless, and the victorious. In the world of ambition, there is a grave misunderstanding that has ruined more men than any rival or obstacle: the belief that effort alone is proof of success. From childhood, you have been trained to value labor, diligence, and persistence. Teachers applauded hours spent, mentors praised unwavering dedication, and society rewarded visible struggle. Yet effort, without strategic results, is meaningless. The world does not honor toil, it honors power, influence, and outcomes. The Machiavellian mind understands this truth and measures life not by the sweat poured into the process, but by the tangible impact achieved. Consider the man who labors tirelessly toward a goal, working long hours, sacrificing comfort, and investing energy in painstaking detail. He believes that the quantity of his effort will secure recognition, success, or advancement. Yet the world, indifferent to virtue and effort, passes him by. Influence slips through his fingers. Opportunities are claimed by others, and rivals who act decisively reap rewards without the same toil. Effort without result is like water poured onto stone. It leaves no mark, creates no change, and accomplishes nothing. To survive and thrive in the realm of power, one must learn to assess effectiveness rather than activity. The Machiavellian strategist evaluates every action by its consequence. Time spent, energy expended, and effort invested are secondary to the tangible advantage gained. Each decision is measured not by the intention behind it, but by the result it produces. Success is quantified in influence obtained, leverage accumulated, enemies neutralized, and opportunities seized. A single well-calculated act that shifts the balance of power outweighs years of aimless labor. Men who cling to effort as a measure of worth will be outpaced, outmaneuvered, and forgotten, while those who act with discernment and focus rise to dominance. This principle also demands ruthless honesty with oneself. The ambitious must evaluate their strategies with clarity, separating meaningful outcomes from mere busywork. Tasks that consume time without advancing influence must be abandoned. Actions that demonstrate diligence but fail to move the needle are distractions. The Machiavellian mind asks continually, is this action producing advantage? Is this effort transforming circumstances in my favor? If the answer is no, it is discarded without hesitation. Power does not reward sentiment, persistence, or moral satisfaction. It rewards effectiveness. Measuring results also sharpens strategy. When one tracks outcomes rather than effort, it becomes easier to identify what works, what fails, and where leverage can be applied. Each result provides information, allowing adaptation, refinement, and optimization of future actions. Those who cling to effort alone ignore these lessons, repeating the same motions with no adjustment, like a blind man striking the same wall again and again, expecting a different outcome. Furthermore, focusing on results cultivates efficiency. The Machiavellian mind does not scatter energy across tasks that offer no advantage. Every action is calculated, deliberate, and directed toward a measurable impact. Time becomes a weapon, attention becomes currency, and influence becomes the measure of value. The strategist works smarter, not harder, because power is not about motion. It is about the visible, undeniable change created in the world. In this way, measuring results rather than effort separates the ambitious from the average. It demands clarity, focus, and ruthless assessment of outcomes, eliminating illusions of progress and replacing them with the tangible reality of power gained, leverage secured, and influence extended. The world does not reward those who labor blindly toward distant goals. It bows only to those who wield strategy, leverage, and ruthless clarity. You have learned to discard the chains of goals, to see obstacles as tools, to act with precision, and to measure your worth not by effort, but by results. This is the art of power, the method of Machiavelli. If you embrace it, you will no longer chase illusions or struggle in vain. You will move with purpose, strike with intention, and bend the world to your advantage. The choice is yours. Continue following the paths laid by others, or step into the shadows of mastery, where influence, control, and true success await those bold enough to claim them.